back from Once Upon a Time. This is episode 1 of season 4. It feels so weird to say season 4. That feels like I'm actually making progress. Man, this is crazy, but I'm very, very excited to get into a brand new season with basically no idea of what to expect, apart from probably pain, with the whole Robin and Regina mess, which I'm still not over, by the way. I'm not sure I will be over it, ever, depending on how this goes, but we'll see. That is one aspect of the season I'm very interested in exploring a bit more. And obviously Emma and Hook are, I guess, a thing now, which I'm very excited about. And yeah, Elsa, Frozen. I guess we're doing this. I think this season probably aired, I think, around the time like Frozen was quite big. I think it was still like fresh in people's minds and still like a huge thing. I mean, it still is a pretty huge deal now, but you know, back then it was like everywhere. You could not escape it. So from that standpoint, it kind of makes a lot of sense that they would do this. And I know it's kind of based on like the Snow Queen or something anyway, so they can kind of get away with it. But I am intrigued as to how they're incorporating Elsa into it, and are we getting more than just Elsa? Is it going to be a whole thing? I don't know, but we'll see. Who can say how I'm going to feel about that? So I'm excited to see where that's going, and just what the grand plan for season 4 is going to be. I'm really not sure, but I'm excited about that. I think it's going to be quite interesting to see what's going to happen. And I always think doing a season premiere for any season of any show is difficult. So I'm quite soft on season premieres normally. I don't tend to be like... I mean, I don't like to do that anyway with most episodes, because I like to be positive on my channel. So we'll see. And the neighbours have decided to do some building work as soon as I start recording. Thanks, guys. But yeah, we'll see where they go with this season. I'm very excited though. Season 3 was my favourite season by far. Absolutely adored it. And I can't wait to see where the story's going to go next and what's going to happen. So yeah, let's start with season 4. Jesus Christ, that is Anna. Yes? Oh, okay. This is their parents then. Yeah, I remember that bit in the film. Very happy.
It's for your wedding.
She's marrying Hans. No. This is going to take some getting used to, I will not lie. Same.
Whatever she did, she didn't deserve to die.
Well, maybe she did.
Oh, you would know. I saved her from you.
Whoopsie.
The woman who did that, that was the person I was, not the person I am. I worked very hard to build a future.
No one's been incinerated yet, so that's a good sign.
Regina, you all right?
What is wrong with you?
She's like, what the fuck?
Sleepy!
Oh. Why would you let Sleepy drive? You're asking for death. Don't dab. Why is she dabbing? It's got some pretty cool powers.
Tell me I don't have to walk down the aisle with Sven?
He's not the best man, but he is invited.
And now is where you tell me your joke.
Show me
He's going to
Sven.
be properly attired.
Her death. It's all my fault.
Oh. If she's like feeling guilty, she should let it go.
You can do this.
That's gonna be the first of many let it go puns.
Remember when you were small?
Doesn't remember anything now.
There was a night. I can still hear your little voice. Papa.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, this is still an issue that needs to be addressed.
I'll spend my life repaying you for that.
Oh.
Can I have a moment?
You can have more than a moment.
Talk. My feelings for you were...
God, he said ah.
Marion is my wife. I loved her.
Oh, come on! Can't believe they've done this to me. Oh. It's even more bad luck now. Well, I don't like that face. Oh, bloody hell! I forgot about him.
There's someone standing in the way of my happiness.
Oh no, that's so whack.
Your help getting rid of her.
You can see the ocean from nearly every room.
Oh god. You need to stop doing this. Or you're just swapping the knives around.
We're gonna do it properly.
Doing it properly would be honest in the first place, but...
Is everything okay?
Yeah. It's just
No.
whoever this place belonged to. It's interesting taste.
Who did it belong to?
And I don't believe we've had our first dance.
Tale as old as time. Oh my god, I literally ruined the costumes. Ah.
Care to dance?
Oh, it literally is Beauty and the Beast. Absolute banger. You might also bang her later.
Let me try calling her. Maybe, it's you she doesn't want to hear from.
I think that makes
I have
sense.
a point, kid.
You have a crisis right now.
There is always a crisis. Perhaps you should consider living a life during them.
I do think they've nailed the characterisation for these two.
Tell me anything. It could be a misunderstanding. Anna, because of me, they left. Because of
Probably
me.
was a misunderstanding.
No,
It's a TV show.
My future in-laws.
See what they did there. Yeah, stealthing's not going to be very good when you literally leave that behind. Oh my god!
Oh, that's a new one.
Why aren't you showing yourself?
Budget.
Grandpappy?
Oh!
Oh, it's bad luck to see the bride before the wedding.
No, this isn't about Kristoff. It's about our parents.
No, I need my beauty saver.
Same.
Give me 2 weeks. Miss Haven is a short journey. 2 weeks and I'll be right back. That's just what Mother and Father said.
Yeah, solid point. I love that Leroy's character is to just shout. Belle French, is that her surname? I never knew that.
It's more than just a book. What happens inside it appears immutable. But I'm stronger.
Apart from the last episode where it all faded away.
I have to go back in time before Emma arrived and kill Marion before she can be saved.
What I don't get is my purpose on this. I'm no longer the mirror with my...
Oh!
Now you are.
Surprise!
Relax, it's just temporary.
This poor guy.
I know who I am and what I want. And right now, it's your head on the spike.
Well, she's not wrong about that. Yeah, see who you used to be. Oh. Sven?
She had some errands to run. We need more frosting. For the... Yeah, she was concerned we we're going to have enough. I tried to tell her.
I already love Sven.
What could I do? Elsa, wait!
Same Sven.
You can do this.
You need Regina's fireball trick.
Frosty.
Oh no! Bad Frosty. Oh! Imagine being bitch slapped by a snowman. Is Regina gonna save her? Ah.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can't leave her.
to Storybrooke, Mary.
Regina, we've been trying to find you. We need to talk about...
Peace out.
You want to go home and see what's on Netflix?
I don't know what that is, but sure.
Killian, I just gotta do something.
Yeah, him.
Right.
Be patient.
I've been patient.
Have all the time in the world.
Oh, that's a cool shot.
You can't have happiness.
Oh,
It
look
doesn't
at
seem like it.
her.
You just have to fight. Henry brought me to Storybrooke to bring back the happy endings. My job's not done until I do that for everyone, including you.
Oh.
Stories only see me one way.
So what's your plan?
Find the writer. We must find out who wrote this cursed tome,
Oh.
and then force them to give me what I deserve.
Shit. I've never thought about who wrote it.
It's time to change the book.
I
It's
know,
time for villains to get there.
August wrote a tiny bit. And you, sir, should tell her that you switched them. Oh. It's a hat. Is it Mickey Mouse? He has a hat like that in Fantasia. Is it another witch? I'm running out of witches that I can think of. Oh, okay. Is that what the necklace she gave Anna? Thank God it's right there.
It's too late.
To apologize.
No. You might know it better by what the inhabitants call it.
What's that?
The Enchanted Forest.
Oh.
I will find you.
Okay. Really great episode, actually. I really enjoyed that premiere a lot. They're definitely setting up some really interesting things for the season to come. I don't know if they're going to do the same thing they did last season, where we had, like, the first half is one storyline, the second half's another. I think that worked superbly. It's a very similar kind of thing to what Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. started doing from season 4 onwards. And I really do think that helps produce some of the, like, really great stories. Obviously, don't tell me if they're going to do that again, because I want to be surprised. But yeah, I think this could be really interesting to see where they go with this. And yeah, it's a very interesting start to the season, I would say. A really kind of just such an easily watchable premiere, I suppose. I'm intrigued as to where we're going to go with all this. We'll talk about all the Frozen stuff first. Because it's still bizarre to me. I still need to be completely went around, I think. It's just so weird. Because we've had like live action Cinderellas and stuff like that. We've seen them before. All these live action remakes that Disney are doing. So I'm kind of used to seeing characters like that and fairy tale characters like that in live action anyway. So it wasn't weird for me when I started Once Upon a Time to kind of get used to that. I think because Frozen, they are like animated. And I know a lot of these kind of things are animated and stuff like that. And Peter Pan's literally a fucking fox in one of the films, and I was like fine with it. But it's because it's that like more realistic style of animation, I think, as well. And the fact that we did have like the troll people in this, and we had that snowman monster thing, which I'm pretty sure was in the film. I've only seen Frozen once. And because they looked like identical to that, I was like, well, why aren't we just watching Frozen if they look exactly the same as they did in that, you know? That felt a bit strange to me. And so I'm still kind of getting used to that idea, but bear with me. I'm sure I'll get used to it. I will say, Sven, I loved. I started to really get one round on the whole Frozen thing with Sven. And I also think the writing for those characters, I think, is very, very good. I really liked the characterization of Elsa and Anna and Kristoff, and Sven was just hilarious. Sven's my favourite. and I think they've really, really nailed it in terms of how those characters behave. I believe this was like acts as like a sequel to Frozen. 'Cause obviously this came out long before Frozen 2, but I haven't seen Frozen 2, so it's not really going to affect my viewing of what this is all going on. So yeah, I am intrigued by this whole Elsa searching for Anna thing. So she may be in Storybook somewhere or not. Is Kristoff in there? I'm not sure. Because when Elsa was introduced, I didn't know if we were going to see like more Frozen characters. I thought maybe at push Anna would be in it as well. I wasn't expecting Kristoff and Sven or anything like that to show up. But I actually really, really liked the actors playing them, the characters themselves. I thought they basically nailed from what I remember of the film. So that was all really good. And I'm intrigued by what Elsa's journey is going to be and what this secret was, I guess, about what their parents left to actually do. That could be interesting to see where they go with that. I think they did a fairly decent job of, if you hadn't seen Frozen, you still kind of understand a bit of the backstory of these characters. But who hasn't seen Frozen at this point? But I think it was handy that they did that, just in case. But yeah, I just need to get used to the idea. I think I just need more episodes to get used to seeing like a live action version of these characters. That's all. But I am intrigued by where that story's going to go. I did find having the troll and the snowman thing a bit bizarre because they just looked exactly the same as they did in that movie. So it's like, just watch the movie. But still, I'm intrigued as to where we're going to go with that. It's because like we had like the Beast, but he's actually like Rumpelstiltskin. And they've kind of done like clever ways like that. And the crocodile, we didn't see like an actual crocodile bite off Hook's hand. It was Rumpelstiltskin. Whereas they haven't quite done that with the Frozen stuff. They haven't like put a twist on it to make it more like live action and modern. They've just basically copy and pasted the characters, at least the animated characters, like the trolls and stuff. So it just felt a bit like, oh my. But I'll get used to it, and I'm intrigued as to where that story's going to go. So I did enjoy quite a lot of it, and I really liked the characters a lot, particularly Anna. Anna was my favourite when I watched Frozen anyway, so I really, really liked her. But Sven, I adored. I loved how they did that. Actually having like a reindeer there was cool. And Kristoff was a lot of fun as well. And I look forward to seeing what they're going to do with Elsa and how that's going to tie into the main story. I think once we see those characters interact with like Emma and Regina and all of that, I think I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm completely on board with this now. It's the fact that all their stories were still kept pretty secret and separate in this one. Because we haven't seen them properly interact yet. I think once that happens, I'll be like, yeah, okay, I'm on board. Because we've always seen those kind of characters interact with everyone else before when they've been introduced, So we'll see what happens with that, but I'm very, very intrigued, and I think it could be quite an interesting little ride. Then, what else? The Gold and Belle stuff, I think we can talk about. I did enjoy the scene with Gold at Neil's grave. I was just checking then to make sure I actually pressed record. I just had a terrible thought that I've just been yapping and not recording it. But I did, so good. Yeah, I really liked the scene where Gold was at Neil's grave and saying, I'm trying to be that man that you died for me to be. I liked that. And yeah, the fact that he's still not being completely honest with Belle about the dagger thing is a kind of like, just you want to shake him, like snap it out of him. So I thought he was going to be like, listen, I wanted to get revenge for Neil's death, so I gave you a fake dagger and actually kept the real one, but here's the real one now. You can use it and prove it that it's the real one. Let's move forward, or try to move forward. But he just swapped it without her noticing, and I was like, come on. Honesty is the best policy. How do these characters not know this by now? So that's a bit frustrating, but that's very true to Gold's character as it is. He doesn't really want to own up to mistakes a lot of the time. So we'll see what happens with that. I feel like that's going to be like quite a big explosion when Belle inevitably finds out the truth about all of that. And he did try to swap them back, so that's better than nothing, but then I think he had to use it to activate that thing he found in that house. I don't know whose house that is. I'm very intrigued by that. I'm sure that's going to be a big deal as well. Please be Peter Pan's. It won't be. And yeah, what that thing he activated at the end was, how that's going to tie into it, I'm not really sure, but I'm very, very excited to find out what that entails. So that's an interesting story going on as well with them. And Emma and Hook, they seem to not be like officially a thing yet, really. Emma seems to be a bit distant for some reason. So I'm excited to see where that's going to go. You know, Emma's been burned by romances on multiple occasions. I mean, who can forget 50 Shades, you know? That was like the original romance with her that we saw. Obviously Neil was in the past, but we hadn't seen it yet. So I'm intrigued as to where that's going to go, but I hope we get to explore a lot more of their relationship, because I really do like those two characters together. And that scene at the end was pretty wholesome. They talk about Netflix. I love it when they can do that, where characters like don't understand like modern day stuff. So Hook didn't know what Netflix was. That was funny. So that was all cool. I think Henry and Mary Margaret and David took a bit of a back seat, but that's okay, because they'll kind of, I'm sure there'll be more episodes coming up this season that focus on them a lot more. And with so many characters to juggle and with the Frozen plotline to introduce, characters have to take a back seat, and that's okay. So yeah, they were around and still doing stuff, and that was nice. And I did enjoy Henry worrying that Regina was going to turn evil-ish again, and everyone's concerned with that. It's pretty interesting. And speaking of the Regina, Robin and Marion little love triangle we've got going on, I've said on multiple occasions, I'm not a fan of love triangles. I think it's overdone and boring at this point, but this is one I can get behind, because you can really understand both sides of the story. You can understand how Regina kind of feels betrayed by this, and how Marion is still fresh from the past. You know, she still sees Regina as this evil queen. Well, not really anymore. And I really liked that kind of journey that they went on as well. It makes sense that Robin would be loyal to Marion because they are married. His code, I get that a lot. That makes a lot of sense, as sad as it is, because I would rather Robin and Regina be a thing. But I'm hoping they might find their way back to each other in a roundabout way. I'm not sure if Regina's plan's going to work. I'm glad she seems to have abandoned the plan to kill Marion. You know, making that choice to actually save her in the end was really, really good. And that allowed Marion to see how much Regina's changed. I always love it when they kind of put a spotlight on how far Regina's come. And Henry himself even said, you know, she's come so far in this one. So I like that they kind of put a spotlight on that. I liked that whole aspect of the plot line. If Regina had gone through with like a plan to kill Marion, I'd have been like, well, I guess I can't be rooting for you. But this idea now, with her trying to find whoever wrote the storybook, that's for me the most interesting thing this episode did and offered in terms of like a storyline tease. I'm very excited to see where that's going to go and who wrote the storybook. I've never really thought about it that much. So that could be a very, very interesting storyline to go down. And I think that's a much better route for Regina to take than just killing someone. Again, just showing how far she's come. I liked Emma constantly trying to apologise, but not for saving Marion's life, because of course you're not going to apologise for saving an innocent woman's life. But it was cool, you know, Regina literally could see a reflection of who she used to be in the mirror, and then she went on to save Marion in the end. So I liked that little journey and the idea of her demanding a happy ending from the guy who wrote the storybook, or girl, whoever it was. So yeah, I'm very, very excited to see where they're going to go with that. Obviously, she should probably just let whatever will be, and try and fight for it in a more simple way instead of like trying to go back in time or whatever, and try and find down the storybook writer. But that's not who Regina is. But the fact that Robin made it clear, you know, his feelings for Regina are real, but that loyalty he has to Marion, I think it makes a lot of sense. So you can kind of see all the different sides of this like love triangle, which I often can't. I'm normally kind of like very much so in one camp, and like, why the hell are you even a thing? And while I would much, while I am rooting for Regina and Robin to ultimately get together, I see why he has this loyalty to Marion. I can see why Marion would have been hesitant with Regina at the start, but she's come around now. So I'm not really sure where this is going to go, but I am intrigued by it, which I didn't think I would be when someone would have told me or came up to me and said, you know, this is going to be a love triangle. I've been like, oh, give me a break. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see where that's going to go. And seeing Sydney again, I feel like it's been a long time. And he got stuck in the mirror again straight away. Poor guy. But yeah, I think there was a moment where Regina kind of saw her old self again when Sydney was talking like, oh, I knew you didn't forget me, blah, 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 you've just been waiting for my purpose and everything, whereas she actually had forgotten him. But there was a moment of guilt on her face then. So that's, again, showing how far she's come. And hopefully he can be used for a bit more of a wholesome means now. Just find the storybook writer instead of trying to kill Marion. So it was cool seeing him again and bringing him back into the fold. That was really cool. And yeah, of course there was Leroy being Leroy, just shouting exposition all the time about what's going on. The next catastrophe, you can count on Leroy to be telling you about it. Very funny. And yeah, really, really solid premiere overall. And I'm looking forward to seeing where all these different stories are going to go, particularly the one with Regina trying to find who wrote the storybook, and who that could be. And also who owns the house that Belle and the Gold are currently in. I also loved their Beauty and the Beast dance scene. That was a nice little reference as well. So yeah, really solid premiere. I'm very intrigued as to where season 4 is going to go with all these different stories. And yeah, off to a very good start, and I'm excited for what's going to come next this season. Hopefully you guys are too. Obviously, I imagine a lot of you know what's coming. So yeah, it's going to be hard to top season 3, I think. I won't lie about that, but I think we definitely have the foundations for a really, really cool story here. So I'm excited for the future of season 4. And yeah, until my next reaction, thanks for watching.